For writing the program using functions, I'll give you the idea how a program can be written. The menu for the program will be same. It will be creating a matrix and changing the element, reading the element, as well as displaying the element. So how the program should look like. This is the main function for a program. Main function is having an array for storing the elements. So for that I will take a pointer. Then n is the dimension. Then rest of the things whatever required we will see. Then inside this I should create an array. Take the dimension first of all, then create an array of required size, new int of size n for a diagonal matrix. And for this n into n plus 1 by 2, this also n into n plus 1 by 2, then followed by that the other matrices, whatever the number of non-zero elements, that size should be mentioned. Then the program should have a do-while loop and menu options and everything, cases. Here we should have a switch case and write down the cases. For each case we should call a function. Then how the functions should be written, I will write on the prototype of those functions and show you. First function is void create. This create function needs array and the dimension. So it needs basically an array where it has to store the elements. So this main function should pass an array to that one. So this should take an array. I will take the name as A or X, any name you can take. So okay, better take the name as A only. It needs an array. This is how we can take array as a parameter. We can give square brackets also, or even we can use pointer as a star, as an asterisk. The next, for creating an array we need the dimension. Whatever the matrix may be, we need dimension. So based on the dimension we will read that many elements. So this needs dimension. So let us call it as n only. Then this will be reading the elements by using two follows. So how to call that one is create pass array a and n. Now the logic for reading, now the code for reading the elements, we will be writing it. The next, we should have a function for getting an element from a given index. So for that, function name is get. It also needs an array. From which array? Okay, so that array we have to pass from here. And whatever the name you want, you can take it. So let us take it as X or A, any name you can give. That is a pointer pointing to this array. So how it looks like is, suppose this is an array. A is a pointer pointing to it. Then we pass this as a parameter. So this X will be a pointer pointing to this one. Or that A is a pointer that is pointing to this one. So you can use any name that is belonging to that function. Then what more we need? What are the indices? I and j. So this will read the element from that particular index and returns the element. So it should have the return type as integer because we have integer elements only. This is for get. Then what about the dimension? If you think that the dimensions may be wrong, you want to test them whether the dimensions are perfect or not, then you have to pass n also to that one. The next is set function. For set function it needs array, pointer to an array, integer I, integer j, that is indices, row number and column number, and also x, the element that you want to set. And this is void. So the body, we will be implementing it. So already we have the idea how the body should look like. So I'm just writing the prototype of a function. So while writing the program, I will be expanding that one. Then the last function is display, void display function. It also needs array and it needs dimension. What are the dimensions? So that it can display an array of that dimension n cross n. So these functions will implement, and this will have menu and it will be calling those functions, whichever function it wants. So this is how the design of a program looks like. So in the following videos, you will find the program for all these type of matrices, and all those programs will be following this approach. So I have just discussed the approach here, how those programs are working.